It all started with a sizzling summer weekend, the kind where the grill's calling and neighbors are pretending they don't smell it just to avoid asking for a plate. I was setting up my backyard BBQ, steaks, ribs, the usual, when she appeared. Yep, Karen from the HOA, clipboard in hand, resting disapproval on her face like it was some screen. She leaned over the fence and said, "If you're grilling, it needs to be open to the entire community." I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. Apparently, some bylaw gives her the power to declare my BBQ a neighborhood event. So, I got an idea. If I had to share, why not serve something truly unforgettable? I went out and got the hottest peppers on the planet, Carolina Reapers, ghost peppers, scorpion chilies, you name it. I whipped up a spread so spicy, it came with warning signs. Then I invited everyone, cameras rolling. You could say things got heated. Neighbors showed up expecting burgers and hot dogs. What they got instead? Screaming taste buds, tears, milk chugging contests, and one poor guy using a garden hose on his face. But here's the thing, Karen showed up too. And what happened when she took her first bite? Oh, you're not ready for it. Trust me, this is where everything turned. Karen strutted in like she owned the place, wearing a sun hat big enough to block the grill smoke, and that same smirk she always says for HOA meetings. She glanced at the table, salsas glowing red like lava, wings coated in sauces so thick they could strip paint, and gave me that passive-aggressive nod. "Smells strong," she said. I just smiled and handed her a wing labeled mild asterisk. Spoiler alert, there was nothing mild about it. Now, before we get to the meltdown, let me back up. Karen's been the self-appointed queen of the HOA for years, the type who fines you for having unauthorized garden gnomes, and once tried to ban wind chimes because they were disruptive to the community peace. So yeah, she and I, not exactly grilling buddies. But this whole everyone gets to come to your BBQ thing felt personal, like she was trying to turn a chill weekend into another one of her power plays. I wasn't trying to be spiteful. Okay, maybe a little, but I figured if I had to host the neighborhood, they should get the full experience. And that's when things started to get weird. People were sweating before they even took a bite. My neighbor Dave's glasses fogged up just standing near the wings. And then Karen finally took a bite. Karen bit down like she had something to prove. Maybe she thought I was bluffing. Maybe she didn't want to lose face in front of the neighbors. She usually lectures about lawn heights and recycling bins. Either way, the second that wing touched her taste buds, her expression froze. You could see it, the slow realization that this wasn't some backyard buffalo sauce. Her eyes watered instantly, and she grabbed her lemonade like it was going to save her soul. Spoiler, it didn't. While Karen tried to hold it together, the rest of the HOA crew started arriving. Word must have spread fast, because people were showing up with their phones out, ready to record whatever chaos was brewing. Some of the regulars, like Dave and his wife Linda, tried a few bites, and it quickly turned into a mix of coughing fits and frantic milk runs. A few brave souls treated it like a challenge, while others stuck to chips and water, pretending they weren't sweating through their shirts. Meanwhile, a couple neighbors started whispering about whether this whole thing broke HOA rules. Is he even allowed to do this? One of them said, watching Karen stumble toward the cooler. That's when someone mentioned filing a complaint, and just like that, it wasn't about spice anymore. It was turning into something bigger, something personal. Karen was pacing now, red-faced and fanning her mouth like she'd just walked through fire, which, to be fair, she kind of did. She refused milk, probably to save pride, but that just made it worse. People gathered around her, phones out, whispering, pretending to ask if she was okay, while secretly hoping she'd lose it. And me? I stayed cool, flipping burgers like nothing was happening, watching the scene unfold from behind the grill's smoke. That's when she made the announcement. "I'm calling an emergency HOA board meeting. Right now." Her voice cracked halfway through, but she tried to sound in charge. The crowd went quiet. Even Dave paused mid-bite. Everyone knew that if Karen was dragging the HOA into this, things were about to get ugly. I kept grilling, acting like I hadn't heard a thing. But in my head, I was already planning. The conflict wasn't just about the BBQ anymore. It was turning into a full-blown neighbor standoff. One of Karen's friends started asking guests for their full names and addresses, for record-keeping apparently. Another started snapping photos of my grill setup, probably to use as evidence. I kept grilling, acting like I hadn't heard a thing. But in my head, I was already planning. The conflict wasn't just about the BBQ anymore. It was turning into a full-blown neighbor standoff. One of Karen's friends started asking guests for their full names and addresses, for record-keeping apparently. Another started snapping photos of my grill setup, probably to use as evidence. All while the scent of ghost peppers still hung in the air like a warning. And then, just when I thought it couldn't get any crazier, someone pulled out a stack of HOA bylaws. The bylaws hit the picnic table with a dramatic third asterisk, right next to the bowl of pepper-laced chili no one dared touch. Karen's friend, Greg, the guy who once threatened to fine me for using holiday lights past New Year's, flipped through the pages like he was preparing for court. Section 4, subsection C, he said, tapping the paper. Any community event must be approved by the HOA board at least 2 weeks in advance. This entire gathering is out of compliance. I looked at him, then at the crowd, and said, funny. Karen told me it had to be open to the community. Which one is it? That shut him up for a second. You could feel the tension rise. Neighbors caught in the middle, not sure which side to pick. Some started mumbling about overreach, others about safety, and a few just wanted more food, but were too scared to try anything labeled Reaper sauce. And then came the twist I didn't see coming. Out of nowhere, Marlene, the quiet lady from 2 doors down, who rarely left her porch, stepped forward. She cleared her throat and said, actually, I'm on the HOA board. Karen's been acting president, but we never officially voted. Gasps. Literal gasps. Karen's face turned a different shade of red. This time, not from the peppers. The crowd went silent. Karen froze. You could practically hear the gears grinding in her head. Marlene, that's not true, she snapped, but Marlene didn't flinch. She pulled out a crumpled envelope from her tote bag and handed it to Greg. This is the letter we sent out 3 months ago. We were supposed to vote, but Karen postponed the meeting 3 times. The crowd leaned in as Greg read it silently. His face changed. He looked at Karen, then at the rest of us, and said, she's right. The whole vibe shifted. Neighbors who'd been quiet all afternoon were suddenly murmuring, some shaking their heads, others straight up laughing. It wasn't just about my spicy BBQ anymore. It was about Karen's grip on the neighborhood finally slipping. Karen, still sweating from the peppers, and now the pressure, tried to rally. This is still a violation, she shouted, but no one was listening anymore. Even Dave, still dabbing at his eyes from earlier, muttered, maybe we should vote, like, officially. And then came the final twist. As everyone gathered to talk bylaws and elections, a soft whoosh came from the grill. The foil tray of leftover wings had slid too close to the coals. A small flame shot up, nothing dangerous, but enough to send Karen shrieking and stumbling straight into the cooler, soaking herself head to toe in melted ice and pepper runoff. And just like that, the HOA meeting was adjourned. After Karen's dramatic fall into the cooler, everything sort of settled. People couldn't stop laughing, not in a mean way, just that shared, awkward kind of relief laughter you get when the tension finally snaps. She sat there, soaked and defeated, while Marlene quietly took charge, asking folks if they'd be open to a real HOA vote next week. Most nodded, some even clapped. As for the BBQ, it actually turned into a party. A few brave souls circled back for seconds, now proudly calling it the Spice Gauntlet. Even Greg loosened up, asking for the recipe for my ghost pepper glaze, after triple-checking it was the mild batch. The leftover wings became a legend, and for once, everyone seemed to agree on something. No one was going to forget this BBQ. Karen left quietly before sundown, dignity trailing behind like smoke from the grill. No fines, no threats, just silence. A week later, Marlene was elected president, and the vibe around the neighborhood changed almost overnight. So yeah, sometimes a little heat can do more than flavor your food. It can shake things up just enough to bring people together. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm already planning the next BBQ, with a little less fire, maybe. So yeah, sometimes a little heat can do more than flavor your food. It can shake things up just enough to bring people together. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm already planning the next BBQ, with a little less fire, maybe.